Mike, let's turn to Claude Giroux and the Philadelphia Flyers, playing his 1,000th career game, all with the Philadelphia franchise. Just the second player in team history, second only to Bob Clark, who, by the way, was the general manager when they announced this pick of Claude Giroux back in 2006.
Philadelphia selects from Gatineau of the Quebec Junior League. What did I forget? Claude Giroux.
That's a moment that young man will never forget.
An all-time moment, and now no one will forget Claude Giroux's name in Philadelphia. Ranked second to Bob Clark in just about every statistical category in franchise history. Crossed the 900-point threshold earlier this week and will now hit 1,000 games. Mike, it's such a great celebration for Claude Giroux, and as much as Flyers fans tonight against Nashville will be applauding his career, it also feels like they're saying goodbye at the same time.
It's a weird scenario, isn't it? 1,000 games, mainstay of the franchise, captain of the team, solid performer. See you later, because that seems to be the way it's trending. But what I think is so interesting about Giroux's situation is that he's really controlling the process here, Frank, with his full no move clause. And I'm starting to wonder how many teams does he want to play for and vice versa? And is that going to lower his value on the market? You know, it's not easy to play matchmaker. I mean, I'm sure a lot of teams would love to have him, but in what role? And how many teams might actually just be playing poker out there with this? So I look at a couple teams out there that would obviously have been linked to being potentially in on Giroux. Colorado, I'm not sure I like that fit. Florida, could they do it? Maybe a good fit. I'd keep an eye on St. Louis. That's one team I think would actually fit well for him, Frank. But I'm curious, like, do you think that him controlling the market so much will potentially devalue what the Flyers could get in return?
Well, yeah, I think it's created a really awkward dynamic for the Flyers because the truth is, and we don't know how this is going to play out quite yet. Claude Giroux said earlier this week, I'm just focusing on playing 1,000 games, and then we can turn our attention to the trade stuff and what happens before Monday after the fact. But the reality is, if he wanted to, well, there's many ways this could play out. He could say, I don't want to be traded at all. I want to stay here to finish out the season. That's his right. He could also say, I only want to go to one team. And then the Flyers are backed into a corner and they won't have much leverage to get a solid deal. And so I think to this point, those limiting factors have been exactly that for the Flyers in terms of limiting what they can get in return. And when you are trading away a franchise icon, you want at least to signal to your fan base that you're getting something significant in return, let alone him being the premier rental forward available on this market. He's got the 7th most points in the league since he entered the league. You should be getting something good back, something significant back, but instead the Flyers may be facing, with this no move clause, a really tricky dance to have to satisfy all parties involved. Giroux, the team that they're trading with, and in addition to their fan base, which is clamoring for more, and more.